Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC Mura here, and today we're going to talk about Ed. Why is Ed such a top tier character? I have been a believer in Ed for a long time, and I'm glad that now with the performance of the amazing Andy Walker, people are starting to see it. Why is Ed ridiculous? If you ask anyone, they're gonna tell you 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If they're a little bit educated, they're gonna tell you flicker, right? And this move within the context of Street Fighter V, this move is absurdly good, right? Let's talk about it. Obviously, in Street Fighter, one thing that is pretty common that a lot of people really like is the whole crouching medium kick Hadouken. Like you do a buffer and then you special cancel that into a special. If you happen to land the hit, it's great. If you happen to get it on block, you're safe. Low risk, low reward check. And Flicker is the ultimate version of that, right? You can buffer it out of any normal, right? And you will be able to shake the opponent. So in that regard, it's great. Obviously, even like crouching medium kick, crouching medium punch, standing jab, whatever. In that regard, it's amazing, right? But the move is also very good now because of the added extension. They gave it an EX variant. It's pretty much like a meter burn, right? Like after you landed on hit, you meter burn. And take a look at how far this carry draws into the corner, and it have a tremendous corner game. We'll get into that later. So now you have a move that you can pretty much just buffer, like endlessly buffer, right? Obviously you can get that by accident, which is fatal, but you endlessly buffer, you're -2, you're safe, there's a spacing trap going on. It is the ultimate crouching medium kick Hadouken. And the corner carry in Street Fighter V is tremendous, so that is very good, right? But Flicker is not the only reason that Ed is great. Another reason is the normals. He have very good normals. Standing medium kick. Take a look at how far this is. Like Ed is doing some sweet shin music stuff, and this is actually +2 on block. It's criminally underrated. +2. That is very good. And his crouching medium punch. This also is very powerful. The hitbox on this attack is ridiculous. It pretty much will not lose to anything. It's a very good buffer into Flicker. And it have fewer frames of recovery, so it is actually hard to whiff punish. His crouching medium punch is actually ridiculous. And take a look at like how far it goes for a crouching medium punch. I mean, that is pretty good. And he have a standing heavy kick. This is a crush counter. And take a look at how far this is. This is like 2.5 squares. And he will be able to land it, and the opponent will block. It low crushes, it's a crush counter, you get a combo out of that. So that is good in all regards. And obviously he have his standing heavy punch, which you can charge, and when you're charging it, like you're delaying the timing, so you're messing around with your ability to whiff punish. His normals are underrated. I want to say that a standing medium kick is also a very good anti-air, which a lot of people may not expect, right? This is actually pretty good. Like you can dash here and you get a mix-up pretty much, right? So that is pretty sick. Another thing that's very good about him is that his tech throw game is powerful. The crouching jab, and then you tech throw, standing jab, and then you tech throw, crouching light kick, and then you tech throw, etc, etc. So his normals are very good for tech throws. He got a 3 frame, and he got a really good low shake. Crouching jab, crouching light kick, crouching light punch. Right, that's good. Not many characters got something like this in Street Fighter V, and obviously you happen to land the hit. I mean, obviously you can go into Flicker, but also EX upper, so that's pretty nice, right? So his utility and his normals are pretty good. The main complaint for Ed have always been that he can't whiff punish, and it's true that his whiff punishment isn't that great, but his buttons in of themselves are actually pretty good in my opinion, right? Another thing that is very good about him is his pressure. Because, for example, this standing medium punch, 5 frames, startup, +3 on block, and he got a +3 jab as well, so he is really good at frame trapping characters, right? And one thing that is really nice about the standing medium punch is that it's +10 on hit, right? So this means that Ed can actually link into his sweep, which is not common. He can also link into his super, I believe, which again is not very... So, I mean, a couple of characters got that, but still really good, right? Like having the ability to do that, that's always nice. But crouching medium or standing medium punch into sweep, that's always good. Like having that is always really, really good. And obviously the crouching heavy punch is a good anti-air, and like on some delay setups it can be plus. So the character is good. Now let's talk about his throw game, because this is where he gets extra ridiculous, right? He's plus 14 after throw. So this means that Ed can dash up and he is gonna be -2, right? I think I delayed it a little bit here, right? Dash and you're -2, so this is excellent, right? Obviously, like, he can be an asshole about it and do stuff like dash up into Psycho Abba and like annoy you, but even then, just doing it and mixing it up with standing heavy kick or the dash is very good. And obviously Ed got amazing mobility. His dash is one of the hardest dashes to check in Street Fighter V. The animation isn't very good. His back dash is pretty good as well. Actually got nerfed from when he first came out. So all of that is really good, right? And his damage output is pretty high. Like, let's say for example here I'm doing like a V-skill 1 combo with Ed. I failed it. If I decided to spend the bar, that is 400 damage, right? That is pretty sick. That is pretty high. Like, the damage, and obviously you're building V gauge on the way as well, so I mean his damage output is pretty high. It's kind of ridiculous, right? And obviously in the corner it gets even higher because he gets to do stuff like right, 330 1 bar. I mean, that's pretty good, and that's, you know, that's not even without it jumping. So his damage output is very, very high. Even the simple stuff like crouching medium punch into flicker into the EX move, that is totally safe from block, that is 212, almost 20% in like most characters from a safe crouching medium kick Hadouken. I mean, yeah, that is ridiculous. But parts of what makes it very good as well is his pressure. I said before that his pressure is really good because he got like a lot of plus frames, but also he has this, right? And this is a really good fake out. Obviously, if you do it meaty enough, like in some cases, right, you can like pretty much let them wake up into it, right? And in a situation like that, his fireball is +2, so you can kind of throw after. Obviously, it got like an EX extension that you can go after as well. So let's say, for example, that you knocked someone down after the first attack, right? Right? You can just settle for that and you know, let it go, or you can go for like the EX extension that will leave you plus and you get to attack after. And obviously his EX fireball on hit, like, you get to juggle after. So if you got this to land, you're getting even more damage. All of that is tremendous, all of that is great, right? And he still got more because his V trigger is actually pretty good. I think his V trigger 1 is like, his V trigger 1 is pretty much like a free mix-up, right? At the very least, you're getting like 3 throws off of this, right? Like, the opponent here is kind of set into a mix, they're gonna have to act, so you're getting at least like 3 throws. And his V trigger 2 is kind of the same deal. Like, if Rose is blocking, you pretty much get to bully your way into 3 shimmy or throw mix-ups. And on hit, the combo damage you get is actually pretty high, right? Meterless 400 damage, and I haven't even cancelled into critical art, right? So this is pretty powerful. One of the other things about him that a lot of people overlook is EX Psycho Abba. Because a lot of people take a look at this move in the context, or view it in the context of a wake-up reversal, right? And as a wake-up reversal, it's not the best because it's slow, so you can meet him and be able to block in time. But what a lot of people don't consider is the offensive utility of the EX Psycho Abba, because it's amazing offensively. In Street Fighter V, a lot of the times, right, because Ed is a character that got a lot of blood frames, people are gonna delay tech. They're gonna delay button, right? They wanna delay their inputs so that they don't feel for your frame traps, they don't fall for your frame traps. So for example, here Miss Rose is gonna try to delay tech, right? So if I'm doing like a block string with my +3 jab, I mean, yeah, she's blocking, right? So she's delay teching, right? Now the great thing about EX Psycho Upper is Psycho Upper! Because it's slow, it will actually beat the latex. And let's say for example that Rose here is gonna try to delay her EX drill, right? Maybe she's thinking like I'm going for a frame trap, so she's gonna EX drill. Psycho Abba! It beats it as well. It beats a lot of the delay option in this game. And one of the cool things about it as well is that he actually gets Oki off of this. This is one of the very few DPs in Street Fighter V that actually leads to Oki. And if he got his V trigger, he can go for the extension and still get the Oki. And if you happen to do it on block, like let's say for example here that Rose is blocking, I do the EX upper into the upward. I don't want her to reversal. If I'm doing the EX upper into the upward at V trigger, this is now minus 20, but you don't get crush countered. He's one of the very few characters who can do a special move, an EX invincible reversal, and not get crush countered because of his V trigger. All of this is pretty ridiculous, right? And when you consider that his walk speed is pretty good, and he got a V skill that is pretty good versus fireballs as well. So if Rose is for example trying to like fireball him, he got the V skill 2, which is really nice, and he can easily comfortably let's stop here from recording. He's one of the few characters who is able to combo into both of his V skills, right? And he gets Oki off of them, whether you're using V skill 1 or V skill 2, he can easily combo into them, building himself V gauge. All around, I think he's pretty great, right? Deals well with fireball, have good footsies, good rewards, has safe checks, good anti-airs, easy reactionary anti-airs as well. Because for example here Rose is jumping, he can go for like the double kick move, right? And he gets Oki from that. Not many characters like get stuff like that, and can even get damaging anti-airs like this. And hey, if everything fails, you got a standing medium kick. That is pretty great, right? All in all, I think the character is ridiculous. There's very few weaknesses to Ed, if any. He really is that good. The only thing about Ed is, again, maybe his whiff punishment isn't as fantastic, because at most with Ed, like this is the most you're getting, but hey, I mean, that's still not that bad. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment, it helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. I would love to hear your thoughts about Ed in general as a character. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe.